So here's a part 2 on spiritual warfare. 3 minutes is not long enough, so I got cut off. But I've also been listening to a series by the White Horse Inn podcast, and I'll put a link below. It's been great. It's been on angels and demons, and they did one specifically on the NAR movement. They had a couple of African pastors who've been, I think they're New Testament scholars as well. They were relaying their kind of experience in Africa as to how the NAR, the New Apostolic Reformation, you could call them Neo-Pentecostals, they're mixed in with the Charismatics, it's all kind of the same kind of thing, but NAR is the label they won't go by, but is a useful label. So they were talking about how in Africa, in these villages and places where they would often go to a witch doctor, which would be their mediator between, when they've got issues or problems in their marriage or sicknesses or whatever they need help with, they will go to this mediator, the witch doctor, which will then go to the spirits and then try to come up with a solution and have them act and heal or break curses and various spiritual activities. Now, the Pentecostal and charismatic theologies move in a sort of a Christian form, and they just shift from going to the witch doctor now to going to the pastor or the leader in the church to be this mediator. So this is one of the issues that is widespread in Africa, but also it reveals something in charismatic theology where instead of going to Christ as the mediator and the one we need to be directly interfacing with, we're actually looking for something else. We're looking for miracles. We're looking for manifestations, we're looking for healings, people to be raised from the dead and so on. So we're going to the signs and not the sign giver to fulfill, right? So instead of going to Christ for what we need, we're going to him to get the lesser. So we're going to the greater to get to the lesser gift, which isn't going to be given by him. So it's really good. So I highly recommend listening to that series. The link is below. But the White Horse Inn podcast is really useful, just in general. Huge library of great teaching and conversation. So I listen to that on my way to work sometimes, once a week or so. Dig in, and they do it really well. It's a very laid back podcast. So go for it. Dig into that and find out exactly. And begin to understand the dangers of what's out there. Or if you know people stuck in this movement, have conversations, draw out as much as you can from them to understand, and then bring in scripture. It's a tough challenge, and it's a repeated, will you see the truth kind of thing. But yeah, dig in. As they become more postmodern or more extreme, it gets harder. There's a lot of interesting stuff, and you can bring plain truth, and that's what the saved want.